Hi, a few days ago I was trying to compile a beer game for Quest into an APK, but the Android manifest had some permissions that I didn't want, and I didn't know how to remove them. I was looking online, and I didn't find solutions. I saw one solution, but only for C++ projects, not for Blueprints projects. At the end, I found the solution, and it's very simple. So I'm making this video in case it helps other people or even my future self. When I tried to upload the compilation to MetaStore, it said too many permissions were set. I checked the Android manifest and indeed, I saw the permissions there. The first thing I looked was the manifest created in the intermediate Android folder. This file is used to create the final Android manifest for the build. If we go to the folder and open the file, we'll see that indeed has the permissions. So, my objective was to delete that section without touching the file, because it's created on the fly. And there's a way to do it. We go to the build Android folder on the project and create a file called ManifestRequirementsOverride.txt. It's important the extension of the file. It has to be a TXT file. Unreal documentation says there is another way to do it with an XML file, but it didn't work for me. Only work with an TXT file. The text in this file will overwrite the section of the intermediate Android manifest. So we copy-paste only the first line of the section that doesn't involve permissions and hit compile again. Once we have the compilation with the overwrite file, if we open the intermediate manifest, we'll see that the permission section has been overwritten. But we will have another problem. When I tried to send it again to the MetaStore, it said that the build was still using permissions. I didn't understand where they coming from because they were in the intermediate manifest. But the intermediate manifest isn't exactly the final version of the manifest that will be in the build. To see the final Android manifest of the build, we open Android Studio, click on Profile or Debug, and select the file. This will open the build, and we can read the final version of the Android manifest. And we will see that even if the intermediate manifest has nothing, the final manifest does have some permissions. Some permissions that I don't know where it came from. Later, I found some page in Meta's documentation that talks about the overwrite file. It says that if we want to remove some permission, we can write to remove it. But didn't work. The result was that we added the permission we wanted to remove. But after digging a bit more, I saw that you can add an option to the XML tag, which is Tools, Node, Remove. This option marks the permission so it doesn't get added, even if someone tries to add it later. Once we set this, we compile again, and after it's done, we check again with the Android Studio. One thing to keep in mind is that you need to close the project and select the build again, or the information won't be refreshed in the Android Studio. And we can see that the permissions aren't on the manifest anymore. And that's the solution. So, quick overview. The solution for the problem is to create a override.txt file in the build Android folder with the lines that are currently on the screen. I hope this video helps, and well, if that's the case, leave a like and subscribe for more content.